In alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. All praises belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The peace, blessing and salutation upon the last and final messenger of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From Surah An-Nahl verse number 48, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَكَانَ فِي الْمَدِينَةِ تِسْعَةُ رَهْطٍ يُفْسِدُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا يُصْلِحُونَ. This part concludes the story of Salih alayhi salatu wassalam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has discussed here the story of Salih and the people, those who denied and ignored and violated the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when the Prophet called them and invited them to accept, to believe in Allah, they have made a plot to kill the Prophet. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said there were 9 groups of people or pagans, those who used to make a mischief and corruption on the earth. وَلَا يُصْلِحُونَ, and they didn't reform, they didn't rectify themselves. And these people, those who are committing sin and disturbing the social system and the creedal and ethical principles. So when they got invitation from the Prophet, instead of accepting and receiving the message, they made a plot to kill a Prophet sent by Almighty Creator. Sometimes people, they do mistake or they commit wrong sins, but when they regret, they are guilty, they rectify, they return and they come back and they ask for forgiveness to Allah. But these people, they are doing constantly and they used to persist on their committing sins. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يُفْسِدُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا يُصْلِحُونَ. The last word of this verse, وَلَا يُصْلِحُونَ, very important. Whenever we do mistake and we feel our guilty, we must return to Allah and we must ask forgiveness to Allah, and Allah would forgive us. But these people, they didn't do it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned these people in this verse 48.